Hey everyone, how are you? How was your day? My name is Israel Bayo. Yeah, it's been years that I started copywriting. Actually, I think that would be 2023. So I don't have enough money to buy all those gigantic courses because that was what we were told then, that if you can't get a course, you won't be able to move faster. And yeah, yeah, I think that's true. Maybe that's been the reason why I've been. But one thing I've come to realize is that in these recent years is that you actually don't need a course. What you need is the readiness and the hard work that it takes to become a good copywriter. I've been stuck for years. I said I've started since 2023, but I watched a lot of YouTube videos, download free courses. You know, there are a lot of free courses, and there are 8 hours course. I think I watched one 8 hours course. I watched one 5 hours course. I think I have another one 21 hours course. I've watched a lot of courses trying to become a better copywriter, but it all seems like I'm not getting my heads wrapped around all these courses online. So I don't even know how to go about it. So at the time I was like, let me just give up. But in the verge of giving up, I discovered these 2 principles. One, I learned it from one great man, Mr. Gary Halbert, and you want to know it. If you invest yourself into that second principle, I will tell you, or you will see a drastic change, because immediately I started making use of those 2 principles I will share with you today. Everything started changing. The way I see copywriting started making sense. I started understanding some psychology behind the writings of those copywriters. I started seeing why they use this particular hook. I started noticing why they think of what they write. So I started understanding the thinking behind their writing. So because I discovered these 2 principles, and I would want to share it with you. So before we get into this video, be ready. This is not just, don't think of it as another cooperative videos. Be ready to invest into yourself by just one thing: taking action. Please take action. The 2 principles are very important. These are the principles that have helped those great copywriters become great. So if you learn them, you don't need any copywriting course. You just need that readiness mind that I'm ready to be successful, and you succeed as a copywriter. I've started seeing changes in the past week that I've started using those 2 principles I'm about to share with you. So let's get right into the video. So we are into the little course. Let me call it a mini course. So here's one thing I noticed about all beginner copywriter is that we all love consuming information. So we think that's the best way to improve. Yeah, that is how we are wired. I can put it that way. So we think if I can consume much more information, maybe I will become more better copywriter and I will know. But no, it's not about consuming much more information. That's why I said information is not equals to what improvement. Too much information, too much frameworks, no clear learning process. Watching more content didn't make me a better writer. I'm sure that's how it's will feel for everybody too. You can consume content, consume videos, watch free courses from now to end of the next 10 years. You still won't change it unless you do this main hard work. Yeah, it's hard work. You have to work hard. So that's if you're not ready to do the work. Let me tell you something. I think there's another notion about copywriting. We all think that's how I thought about it so at first. That copywriting is a get rich quick scheme. Let me tell you, no. That's the hard truth for me to accept myself. I didn't actually believe in it first. I was like, no. Just this is not just right. And so I was discussing with someone, so like, can you copyright a good skill? He said, and I explained to him, and I showed one of the copy I've written. He said, this one, I can write this one now. I can write this. Wow, what are you writing? Let me see. He sent me one. I was like, what's this? This is, even if you give it to AI to help you write this, what you've written here, AI will write more better than you. This is not copywriting. Copywriting is not just writing. Copywriting is learning how to the psychology behind making sales. I don't have to go into the full details of what's copywriting. I'm sure most of the people that were saying this video, yes, you don't know, you just go online and make some research. Copywriting is just, let me just give you the simple definition. Copywriting is learning the psychology behind selling and putting that in words. Understand the psychology behind selling. For the reason why someone will buy a product from you, understand it, understand the emotion, understand the logic behind it, and package it in words and give it to the person. Yes, we are giving it to our consumer, so they read it and oh, I think I can go for it. And that's how copywriting works. That's all. But for you to become a good copywriter, there are two main principles that has been effective for me, and I think if you make use of them, if you make use of them too, it will help you. So, what are the two main principles I'm talking about here? So, principle number one is become a copy detective. You wonder what do you mean by detective? I'm sure you are aware of what a detective is. These are the people that investigate crime scenes, investigate cases, anything police case or whatever case on I don't know, or the police officer. So these are the people that investigate. So become a copy detective to investigate copy. So instead of you saying, "Is this good copy?" Start asking, "Why is this copy good?" When you see someone wrote a copy, let's say you are in Alex Hormozi's email list. When you see this copy, you feel like, "Oh wow, this is good." But the copywriter stop thinking that way. Start thinking, why is this good? What are the psychology put in place that makes this whole thing good? The headline, the subject line, the hooks, the sentence, the paragraphs. How did they come together to make a good copy? So when you start asking questions like this, you start getting to know. Because one thing about copywriting is that it is like every other skills too. Let me tell you something. If you want to learn, let's say, I don't know, whatever it is, maybe plumbing work, or you want to learn carpentry work, whatever skills that you want to learn, the first thing that you do is you start looking at what your boss is doing without doing anything. So you watching, you studying how he's handling tools, you looking at how he's fixing the whole thing, doing everything that he's doing. You start studying, you start looking, okay. So next time you are asked to do that kind of thing, so you start modeling yourself the way you've seen your boss did. Do you get what I'm saying now? So becoming a copy detective, when you say good copy, when you start reading them, start studying them, start wondering, okay, what's going on? How did he come about this? Start asking questions. So the more you ask questions, the more you know. So that's the trick that have been helping me for the past few weeks. When I start studying, I start studying copies of big marketers, big business owners, big entrepreneurs. I start noticing some patterns. Yeah, there's another thing you notice. You notice some patterns. So, I think I saw it in this person's email. I think I'm seeing that same thing in this person's email. That means this thing is working. Start writing it down. Okay, I saw this principle. The more you study, the more you know. One thing I should let you know is that at first, you're not confused. You won't even know how they make this particular decision from one another. Yeah, that's normal. It's not a bad thing. When I started at first, even till now, I'm still I still suffer that. So, but I noticed changes from when I started till this moment. When I started to understand the decision they made in writing that particular sentence in a copy, it's very hard. Very, very hard. Even I will make some wrong decisions sometimes. So, but I kept on. When I make some wrong decision, I noticed that didn't work out. I don't have money to pay for mentors. But I've trained my with constant asking of questions on AI. I've trained my AI to understand me. So I will tell my AI, if you are like, I'm just telling you, that's why it's helping me. If you are like Alex Hormozi, or if you are like Brunson, what will you think about this decision they make here? I said this. What do you think? So the AI will correct me. If according to what I've seen with Alex Hormozi, that's the AI talking now. I don't think that's the decision he's trying to make here. This is the decision he's trying to make. So the more I ask the AI question, the more I get to understand, that's true. And if the AI is making a mistake, I will also know that, no, I don't think so. That's not what it is. So we started having conversation. We started to know, even now, the AI said, there's a decision I'm making that the AI, oh wow, I don't know. How do you think about that? The more I invest myself into studying more, I'm becoming more smarter than the AI is teaching me. So that's the trick about the whole thing. You become more smarter. If you have money, yeah, good, have mentor. that is very good at copywriting, that would be very good for you. That would be very good for you. But if you are like me, make use of AI. All this AI, you can do. Don't tell them to write copy. I am not telling you to use AI to write a copy. I'm telling you to use AI as your, let me say, your guide at first, before you start guiding your AI. Use it as guide first before you start guiding your AI. So they can do some research. You can go to these big marketers, the people you are trying to investigate their copy into their funnel. They can do some research for you and understand their thinking process and tell you this is what I think they are thinking for them to write this particular sentence in this copy. So you learned. If it is wrong, you also know that no, that you are human and you are also learning copywriting. I didn't say you should stop learning your course. No, there are things that you are gaining. Most of the things, most of the psychology, most of the decision I think they made was through the courses I've learned so far. I've been taught there too. It's not like you stop learning your course. No, I don't think I need to learn my course again. No, you still continue learning your course because the more you know, the more you know. I mean, when I say you know, it's not from studying now. The more you know, like about copywriting, about psychology behind everything, the more books you read, the more knowledge you've gained, the more you'll be able to make decisions, understand decisions, and the thinking behind every copy. Every steps towards becoming a better copywriter that you're taking is very necessary. Every step towards you are watching, consuming information. But one thing that you need to start knowing is that it's not about the information that you're consuming that will make you a better copywriter. It's about the work you are putting into it. So one of the principles that I've started administering into my learning phase now is what I'm sharing with you. So the second principle, which is write great copy. So I mentioned that it was inspired by Gary Halbert. He was one of the great copywriters that ever existed. He has written many ads that has done well. So if you are talking about copywriters, he would be one of the top 10. Yeah. So he wrote something. Let me read it for you. Less motion. What you must do now is not just read these classics. No, you need to copy them word for word in your own handwriting. If you are really serious about becoming a master copywriter, you will do this over and over. The idea here is not to steal this promotion, but rather to be influenced by them. You want good writing to become one of your automatic skills, and writing super ads and sales letter in your own very own hand is the very best way in the world to do this. So, and I've listened to one of his, interview. He continues saying the same thing, and I've listened to other great copywriters. Even now, after I'm here, they also say the same thing. So I think one way, and I didn't know this until recent weeks. And immediately I started doing it, I started noticing some drastic changes. I started seeing what I've not been seeing. Copywriting started making sense. Apart from studying that I've been doing, now this made it more. I don't know how to put it. I can't explain the language. I can now read, study, and write a copy easily. Everything is now becoming more clearer to me. So now what you do is find proven copy. You write it, don't copy it. Study how it was built. What's the purpose of doing all this? You are training your brain to think like great copywriters. When I say proven copies, that means these are the copies that have been proven. They are online. You make research, you can go to various websites like swapfile.com. I think there's swapfile.com. Just type swapfile. There are various control copy there that you can just invest yourself in, eat it, study it, digest it. Even there are some websites that even have helped you with some studying. So you just need to start understanding the psychology behind the scope. So that's how you become better. I don't say courses are not good. Yeah, courses are good. If you have the money, you go for it. But if you are even buying those courses and you're not ready to do the work behind it, it's like you are consuming too much information like me at the beginning, and there won't be much improvement. You will be like a student who's been taught, no classwork, no assignment, no anything. They are just teaching you. So after like maybe let's say 7 years, you're not asking what they taught you in the first year. Let me tell you, you won't remember. Why? Because you're not practicing. There's no assignment, there's no classwork, there's no anything. So what do you expect? The more we solve questions on our own accord, the more we become better. at it. Yeah, I've in my study, I mean not copywriting study, in my academic study, I've known the more I solve questions, maybe whether maths, whether chemistry, whether physics, you might become better at it. So same thing as copywriting too. The more you do the work, the more you know. It's not about consuming information. Yeah, it's good to consume information because that will be the basis of everything that you want to learn. But the more you work, the more you know. And that's the best way to learn. So now I've said it. Another way to find great copy is study marketers like Brunson, Hormozi, Samuel Squib. These are marketers. Join their email list, study every email they send to you, break down every decision they are making, each sentence, write it down. What decision are they making here? What exactly are they doing there? Write the copy. Write the copy. Study it. Try everything. When you are doing this, if you do this every day, just dedicate just 3 to 4 hours every day to do this. Learn, study, make decision, you write the copy every single day for the next 90 days, for the next 120 days, and come and thank me later. I've been doing this not up to 2 weeks now, and the drastic changes I've seen, it is beyond measure. It is beyond measure. I can confidently come out and tell you some of the things I'm saying now because of what I've learned from these 2 weeks of constant practicing using these 2 principles. Yes, what happened to me only after a short period of writing, copy became easy to understand. I noticed pattern much faster. I became more confident analyzing copy. Writing started feeling like less overwhelming. I told you when I was reading a lot of blog posts about copywriting, watching a lot of YouTube video focuses online, tutorials and the likes, everything was I was becoming overwhelmed. But later, when I discovered this principle, everything. After years, I started 2023 trying to know my way around copywriting. Now I discovered it's 2026. That's about 3 years. Oh wow, I didn't even realize it. About 3 years of, and I discovered this in 2 weeks, and everything changed. Maybe some other time I will share you some of my notes, how I have been studying this copy, how to make a decision and the likes, and how it has been helping me in writing more better copy. Because another practice that you need to do is write the copy for another niche. Let's say Alex Mozina is into marketing and the likes, social media and the likes. Can I take the psychology behind, the structure behind Alex Hormozi copy and write it for another niche in fitness? Or write it for another niche in health and wellness. So if we are doing that, using the same structure and psychology, we are becoming better at writing copy. So apart from learning the psychology and becoming better as a copywriter, you're becoming better at writing for various niches. So there's a short file by once a 6-figure copywriter on YouTube, Brandon Story. Yeah, inside the swap file, there are proven copy examples, headlines, emails, 6 pages, inspiration for study. Brandon has done a great work for us. He has compiled various swap file, his own personal swap file, and he sent it to. He made it available for everybody. So I'm also making it available for you too. So you can start from there. Start writing from there. You see various ads. You see Gary Halbert's ads that he has written. You see Gary Balance. I don't know, Balance Vega. Okay, Balance Vega. I'm not sure of that name. So there are various ads of good copywriters that have been there. So you can say, hey, there's another person, David Ogive. So you learn, you study, you write, you use that approach to write, do the work. The more work you practice, the more you know better. I'm sharing everything I've discovered because I'm also documenting my journey towards becoming a great copywriter. I want to become a great copywriter, and I'm sure you also want to become a great copywriter. So let's come together and do the work to become a great copywriter. There is no shortcut. The only cut is to do the work, and the work is very simple. Just try and give yourself 2 to 4 hours every day to do it, and notice changes within the next 30 to 60 days. You see drastic change. So when it is not about learning tactics in writing, no, forget about that. It's not about learning what are the 7 tips to write. No, forget about those for now. Start studying. Because all these people that I'm talking about, all these marketers, they pour their heart into their own marketing. So you expect them to do, Alex Hormozi, Simon Square, Sabri Subi, and the likes. They pour their heart into their marketing. So you expect them to give you the best. So use that best that they give you that made them millions of dollars. Use it for as your own example to become better copywriter. And that's what I've been doing. There's another man too that I've been studying lately, Brunson. I've been studying that man copy. Is very, very great. You can, this is easy. I think co-founder of ClickFunnels. Yeah. So these are people that just look for entrepreneurs, business people that are already successful. Successful. So you don't expect them to do rubbish copy. So study how they write, or go to your niche, look for successful people. Let's say I want to be fixed on a fitness coach only. Look for great fitness coach entrepreneurs and start checking their funnels, their copy and the likes. You start noticing some pattern and you apply into your own copy as well, and you become a better copywriter. And that has been helpful for me, so I think it should help you as well. So my mission here is documenting my journey to becoming a great. I mentioned it. So if you're a beginner copywriter, a business owner, marketer, or anyone who wants to learn through practice, kindly subscribe, leave your thoughts in the comments, share your critiques. Let's become better copywriters together. Thank you.